Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Abby Hagyard. This is my tiny little corner of the world. And one of the good things about living very high up in a building is that when you get 40-mile-an-hour winds blowing 4 inches of rain all day, your basement isn't flooded. I still have my fingers and toes crossed about the underground parking garage, but I'm dry, and that's the big deal. So just before we get started, click. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I just want to say one quick thing. Cheers. Ooh, almost too hot. All right. Yesterday was the anniversary of the founding of Canada, which is the country where I live. It's where I was born. It's where my parents were born. And it's where their parents arrived at in order to better their lives. Both sides of the family were from England. And prior to that, both sides of the family have Scandinavian background. And the family tree search made it fairly clear that where they came from in the northern countries was full of Vikings. So this would explain a lot, really, don't you think? Anyway, it's a time, in all of our countries, it's a time to look at where we are. Look at where we have come from, how far, what we've done, how we've built up, how we've turned around, fallen down, and dusted off our knees and started again. And also to look at today, to look at where we are, and then think about the future. Think about what it is that we see ourselves doing this afternoon, which is the future. An hour from now, when the ABCAST is done, is the future, and what it is we want to do with the resources that we have. And one of the reasons that I started these ABCAST, and I just wanted to note that today is episode 475. Well, 475, twice a week, is 4 years. Right? It's 4 years of doing this. 4 years making a commitment. Actually, it's a little more than 4 years. It was in November 4 years ago that I said, I think it's time that I get back in the saddle. I think it's time that I get back talking to people, being in the public eye professionally, and not, I don't want to say not simply or not merely, but not focusing 100% on the quiet, private client work that I have been doing since I realized that there had been a significant ebb in the production community here in Ottawa. And so I walked away from performing in public, working in public, creating events and all that sort of thing in public, and doing television and whatnot. And I became, first of all, a coach, first of all, a career strategist. And then gradually, I got invited more and more often to help people rethink what people today call an origin story, who I am, where I came from, what I'm doing, why I'm here, all that sort of thing. Because people discover, to their utter surprise, is that quite often the origin story isn't exactly correct. It isn't exactly right. It was improved on or edited over time by well-meaning people who taught us something that has limited our potential, has directed us in a path that is not our superpower path. And we have tried our best valiantly, forcefully, falling down and getting back up, to follow that story, that blueprint, when it wasn't ours from the beginning, never meant to be ours moving forward. So I did that work for a long time, almost 20 years, gosh, and almost twice as long as the famous stuff. And what I realized, it hit me just before COVID, just before 2017 or so. I realized that I could blend the two. I realized that I could do the work I've been doing for clients in public. I could create these wonderful events and entertainments and interactions in a way that brings people together rather than pulling us apart. Give us an opportunity to reset our skills at making friends, at connecting, at collaborating, at coordinating our ideas. And most important of all of them, giving us permission to come together after 3-ish years pushed apart by a pandemic that no one had ever experienced anything like in our current lifetimes. So we are dealing, this is something that people haven't realized, and a couple of my clients who happen to be therapists, which is an interesting turn, don't you think? A couple of my clients have pointed out that the way we were, without any blueprint, without any instructions, last minute, in rules changing every day, we were actually living through the solitary confinement experience that prisoners face. We didn't know from day to day what the rules were going to be, and we weren't allowed to touch or talk or see or meet with anybody except at very limited intervals and from distances. And when it was over, we didn't get a how to get back. We didn't get a reset. We didn't get instructions that made us feel we could deal with that. So we have been flying blind. And I think, all things considered, doing remarkably well. Now, one of the side effects of this isolation we did not ask for was, naturally, a learning to get close to, get reliant on this. And what has happened in the absence of alternatives or blended experiences is we don't know how to undo that attachment. And this is also part of what we are about. It's not about put away your phones. It's not about put away technology. It's not about drop everything we learned to do to survive and thrive for 3 or 4 years. It's about learning how to reintegrate who we have always been historically with those tools and technologies. That is part of what we do, what I'm doing, what we're doing together. Good morning, Rob. You have a meeting in 10 minutes. You wanted to say hi. Oh, Rob, thank you. Have a great day, and we will be talking soon, later. Thank you. Now, Eddie, what are you saying? Good morning. A crew member told you the other day, no matter the mood your coworkers are in or what you have been enduring, you're always smiling and laughing. And I think that's one of your superpowers. It is, Eddie. It is one of your superpowers to be able to see the context. And this is part of this beautiful conversation, this beautiful multimedia conversation that these ABCASTs provide an access to. I am on camera, mostly because I haven't figured out how to get everybody else on yet, but it's getting there. I am on camera live, broadcasting simultaneously on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And there's a streaming hub that allows me to do that. What the intention is, to get everybody much more engaged, is to have something we're going to call Now What Wednesdays, which will be in the evenings. And we're going to figure out how and which platform that works best on, because I want to be able to have all us wonderful villagers here chime in, jump on. And whether you want to be seen or not, that's going to be up to you. So this is phase 2 that we're leaning into. And listen, Freddie, if you're watching and I still can't see your comments until I'm finished my video, but it's good to see you, and thank you for the wish yesterday for Canada Day. It was just a little frantic here and I wasn't able to answer you properly. So that little backstory on where this milestone has brought me, and therefore us. I also want to take a moment to say a couple of things. We're over 7,000 and something LinkedIn connections in the last 2.5 weeks, which is brilliant and wonderful. And thank you guys. It is amazing. I appreciate every bit of it. I just had a wonderful exchange with a recruiter who reached out and said, so you need to send me what you do, because I think there's a whole bunch of jobs for you. And when I sent her what I do, she said I had to sit down for a minute. That's a lot of stuff. I think we need to have somebody come in and help you sort this all out, because, oh my gosh. So that's happening. It looks like we've got recruiters on LinkedIn trying to figure out, good morning, Miss Maggie. It's trying to figure out where we can send all this good stuff, right? So thank you, Sabrina. Thank you for all that you're doing. So the other thing that I need to say, which is hilarious, Facebook has started telling me what my highest post response has been for the week. And I can't wait to tell you. And here it is. About 3 days ago, I think 27th or so, I posted that dumb look, that dumb mom look, and said, this is the look I perfected in 9th grade math that stood me in such good stead. And it's just this blank look of mom. I had over 3,000 people. I had over 3,000 people like it. I don't know what that says. I don't know that it says a whole lot for my executive functions, but this executive function, awesome. The executives who may want to hire me for my functions, not sure they should see that picture. Although, if they can't laugh, do I really want to work with them? So where we are today, my lovelies, in Canada, this is day 2 of our birthday month, 159 years old, and looking pretty darn skippy, if I do say myself. It's a beautiful birthday. I have to tell you though, yesterday, Mother Nature and the universe, I think, were having an argument, because it started off beautiful and sunny and hot, and be careful and stay hydrated and in the shade. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it was still hot. However, what it had added to the mix of hot was just a little less sun, and we replaced that little less sun with 40-mile-an-hour winds and 4 inches of driving sideways rain. Yeah, we had highway underpasses flooded. We had shopping center lots flooded. We had people in canoes trying to navigate their way from Walmart. We had basements flooded. One basement comment up to the ceiling. They don't know what they're going to do. And streets flooded and trees down and sewers blocked. And this is right after a storm in Quebec, in Montreal, which is 90 minutes east of us. And their entire downtown part of the west end of Montreal had sewers backing up. Lovely. So Canada Day celebrations were cut in half. We didn't have evening fireworks because they wouldn't have lit, right? They wouldn't have gone up. They'd have gone over there. And massive cleanups, just massive. And there were tornado sightings there. I mean, it was serious. It was very serious. People who decided to go camping, tents, yeah, tents and in tents. And all of that to say, that was yesterday. And yesterday is gone. And today, it is a beautiful sunny day again. And our neighbors to the south, you beautiful, lovely people, your birthday is coming up very, very shortly. You're going to be celebrating on Saturday, just 2 days from today. And what you are celebrating is your milestone, your anniversary of all the things you have accomplished, all the distances you've come. And it's magnificent. It's magical. And what I think is so powerful about the coincidence of our birthdays is that, for hundreds of years, we have been allied in our purpose. We've had our spats, we've had our differences. Who doesn't? At this moment, we're going through some turbulent times. Who isn't? Who is not worried about the present and the future? Who is not grumbling about the past? Everyone is, because everyone is forgetting one important thing. And I want to say it right now. The fact that we are here at all is a miracle. The odds against the DNA the odds against the colliding of the people who framed our path are astronomical. The odds of one planet among a gazillion being this bountiful, unbelievable. And sometimes, it takes getting some context, getting that classic 5 steps back to remind us of all that we have and all of our capacities to do brilliant things with that. It's easy to get sidelined. When you've got an ingrown toenail, when you've got a loose tooth, when you've got a sudden twinge in your knee, when you ate something, decided it wants to leave the building by every orifice immediately, it's very difficult to find our gratitude. It's very difficult to hone in and focus on the immediacy. I have a client who makes this one honest mistake simply because she's beautiful, excited, and committed to her work. She holds her phone when she's recording too close. How can that be? How can too close be a thing? Because for people to appreciate the message, they have to be able to manage the medium. This is our medium. This is our medium. And if we don't do it well, and by the way, Sabrina, recruiter, pointed out to me, of all things, of all crazy, mad things, she said, for a writer, you're standing too close, I think, because I was focusing on getting everything she needed. And I wasn't focusing on, it's not her who needs it. And she said, perhaps we'll chat. Perhaps we should. Because I was in such a panic to get everything to her. And I had missed the point of what she needs, which is quite often what we all do. So on this beautiful, good morning, Rhea. Good morning. I didn't reach out to you yesterday afternoon, Rhea, because it was raining sideways. And I was recalibrating every single thing that I was trying to juggle yesterday. And by the time I looked at my clock, I thought, well, that's a little late, but I will reach out to you today, I promise. So every time I got up to go out the door to do something, I looked out the window, it was a completely different weather system. I'm not saying, it's a little darker. No. I'm saying it was sunny. I walked out. I couldn't see out the windows. I thought, what the hell is that? Well, was it fog? Is it foggy? Well, it's hot. No. It was that much rain. So kind of a kerfuffle yesterday. And now we're back, because fortunately, July has 31 days. This is why we don't celebrate one day. We do the birthday month for this very wise reason. So this is what I want to say about our birthday month collectively, Canada and the United States. We have done, and we continue to do, and have great plans to create and deliver great things. We always have. We have always looked at the possibilities. We have always said, what if? Recently, in the past recently, since 2018, too much demanded of us in uncertain times, in uncertain ways, too fast, with no reprieve, has worn us down, has taken away our ability to take the deep breath and recalibrate. We are chasing madly to keep up, and that's not how it works. And we know that. So while part of us is saying, I'm almost, the other part is saying, are you out of your mind? Are you looking at you? Are you listening to you? And we haven't been able to stop it. So Pivotry in Motion, the Lion Effect, these beautiful ABCASTs, and the conversations and friendships that have evolved from them, and by the way, are leaning in too. This is how, I'm just going to look at this so that I can click. This is one of those, there's a little bit of a spam thing going on there. This is one of those moments in time. And I want us to be able to recognize it, not say, oh gosh, was that today? I want us to be able to keep one eye, one thumb, one foot facing in this direction of unlimited possibility and potential. We, together, thee and me, we are what I call door number 3. Is door number 1, door number 2, one is all yes and the other is all no. One is all high test, the other is all empty tank. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Door number 3 is the midpoint in our trajectory. It is where everything aligns. It is where our primitive, new word. Our brilliant yet primitive subconscious brain, which has kept us alive for millennia, is doing its best. Our conscious brain, our cortex, is managing what's going on, making it happen, defining it. Our prefrontal cortex, where our think, plan, do is given priority and perspective and value. Also, this part is the go-between, the connector, the communicator between cortex and subconscious. Door number 3 is like all 3. Door number 3 connects all of our gifts and our flaws, because our flaws are part of our magic. Connects everything. And these vehicles, these platforms, these media, as they're known, give us the vehicle to reach each other again and again and again, to make long distance right next door. How we are going to use this to our advantage is by creating a program, creating a series of events, creating shows, creating live training and virtual training, creating opportunities for private consults and consultations, creating training programs at the community college, at the high school, at the elementary school, at the university level, because it's never too early to empower us, our humanity, to understand our potential and our possibility. It's never too early. And it's also never too early to let each other know that we're not alone, that when things feel tough, when things feel tight, someone has our back. All we have to do is let them know. All we have to do is say, got a minute? Rather than trying to go it alone. So I want to talk about how we create our 30-day plan, all right, for our birthday month, because this is a magical year. Well, Miss Kim, how lovely to see you. You made it back safe from fishing. If you had been in a small fishing boat in my town yesterday, Miss Kim, you would be checking in from Wyoming, because that's about how far the wind would have blown you. We had a day. It's so good to see you. And by the way, everybody, I just want to let you know that Kim has done something quite brave and delicious and delightful. Kim is what we call a hybrid in the entertainment industry. She is a producer, creator, performer. And she put together a new TV series. Backed it, found the backers, found the creators, found the participators, found the collaborators, and got it. Is it in final editing? And is it in final editing, or are you ready to go? Let me know. It's a great idea. It's a fun concept. I got a chance to see a sneak preview. It's really cool. It's well written, and I think I don't know whether Kim's biggest hurdle was just the vicissitudes of the entertainment industry, or the individual just random around swirling around egos. But whatever it is, she made it safely to shore. And I think, you know, if anybody can take a look, she's in Florida. She's in North Florida, and I'm not going to give anything away. I'm going to make you do it, Kim. I'm going to make you post on my page and let people know, right? Because I don't want to get it wrong. So it's totally edited now. Oh my gosh, totally edited. It's like the cake, and all you have to do is light the candles. Oh my gosh. So yes, Rhea. Oh, Rhea, you love her stuff. You need to talk to Kim. You're going to love her stuff. Kim, Rhea is a creator who has a very, very interesting and out there and wildly varied take on creating art. The two of you will just feel like you're lost sisters, I guarantee you. So you see, right there. Look what you triggered, Kim. Look what you triggered. This is, and Rob, if you're still on, look what gets triggered. This is amazing. So, and Eddie, of course, Eddie and I got to know each other because of a TV show called You Can't Do That on Television. And then the rest is history, right? So I also have an announcement of mine to make, my very, very proud announcement to make. And I don't know when we're going to have the party to celebrate, if we can have a party to celebrate. But the producer, creator, genius behind You Can't Do That on Television has this year been nominated for the Order of Canada. This is the highest award that Canada gives to the people who love this country and make a difference. And Roger is being recognized for the transformative work he did that not only impacted the lives of children in our country, but around the world. And it goes back such a long way. He was probably one of the first to champion and use satire to declaw diversity. We poked fun at, took shots at, and delighted in tagging all of the bears you must not touch. And we did it gleefully. And each and every one of you is a witness to that. So let's all raise our hats, our cups, or our glasses to the magnificent Roger Price. And what a great thing to be able to announce during birthday month, during Canada's birthday month. What a brilliant thing. So there we go. Kim's got a milestone. Roger has a milestone. Canada has a milestone. And in 2 days, the United States is going to have a milestone. That's what I call a birthday month. So what I want to talk about, moving past that, isn't that wonderful? Is that not wonderful? So Karen, my dear, isn't that fabulous? I haven't seen you on the ABCAST before. Have you been sneaking around and watching them quietly? It's so good to see your name and your comment. How did everybody in your basement fare yesterday? Karen has canines. Who? Canine 1 or canine 2? Karen has canines who had issues with the storm yesterday. The thunder was so loud. The lightning cracks were so loud. Poor little people. So coming back around, I want to talk about the plan. I want to talk about the concept. Karen, I think you'll appreciate this. I have created something called, it is our, wait, what? Now what? Moment. Do you like it? Do you like it? Have you lived it? Have you lived it, Karen? As if I didn't know. We have, is that not wonderful, Eddie? Is that not wonderful? Tomorrow People, yes, and the Tomorrow People. I mean, it's just, and all the other shows, you're absolutely right, Eddie. It's just brilliant. Roger is a brilliant, brilliant gift to all of us. So this is what I want to talk about. Our, wait, what? Now what? Experience is what I refer to in our training as our Milo moment. Milo, M-I-L-O. Now, I refer to it as our Milo moment. Gary Swithenbank, my business partner and I, creative partner and I, we chose the name Milo for this moment in it to honor a very special creature in Gary's life. And Milo in many ways reminded me of a couple of creatures in my life, souls, entities who walked my paths the same way Milo walked Gary's. And a Milo seed, if you look it up, M-I-L-O, it has three qualities, which is why it is so profoundly perfect. A Milo seed is an early grooming, building, growing, opening seed grain. It is very hardy. It repels and protects against most negative factors. So pests, pesticides, bugs, weather. It is hardy and resilient, and it is highly densely packed with nutrients. And I said, I can't think of a better word that describes our moment when we experience, wait, what? Now what? And then it hits us. And that moment when our now what strategy, our now what next step reveals itself to us. And we have that three brain fuse for a second. We go, huh, just like that. It's like somebody gives us a gut punch. That is Pivotry in motion. That is the whole concept behind this campaign, this concept, this training, this revelation, this therapy, this process, this system of recognition, readiness, and lack of resistance to the possibilities of growth and change. It is our innately transformative moment when we recognize that we are here, that it has happened, and what we're doing next. And the most amazing thing about the Pivotry moment is that once you see it, once you know it, you can't go back. You have in that instant outgrown. Amber, you need to hire me as your acting coach. As long as we're not talking about that blank look. Yes, you do, Kim. Yes, you do. And we can talk about that. Amber, your birthday is tomorrow. My goodness, remember, and we'll always love your birthday shout out to me last year. Amber, you know why birthday shout outs matter? Because there is nothing like hearing, go get them, you got this, from many voices, echoing. There's nothing like it. That is what Pivotry does. That is what everything about Pivotry means. Pivotry is our, not wait, what, now what? Pivotry is our now moment. We arrive in our Pivotry moment. We discover, to our utter surprise, that we are ready, that we have the tools. We may not know how to use them, but that's what I'm for. That's what the entire program is for. What we all need to know, to be reminded of, is that human beings have this rather remarkable skill. And because it is just something that happens automatically, we don't notice it. It's just there. And we don't even think about it. I was talking to Kim about this. We had a wonderful phone call, and I was also talking to Rhea about it. And of course, Maggie, of course, Sue, of course, Eddie, of course, all of you. We mirror our moments. We mirror the people who train us. We mirror the situations we are in without realizing it, without thinking, because those are fundamental survival mechanisms. You know, when it's cold, we bring ourselves in. When it's hot, we expand because we need different kinds of exposure to those influences. When we listen to somebody clever, we lean in. When we're faced with somebody who shouldn't be talking to us, we move back. When we see something small and adorable, we reduce the size of our voices and our volume, and we become small and adorable too. We transform. We are the ultimate chameleons. And the reason we can do all these things without thinking, this happens faster than thinking. This is our survival brain. The reason we do this is how we not only survive in a challenging world, it's how we thrive. It's how we get ahead of the curve. It's how we are ready when the tsunami comes. We're not standing on the beach saying, well, there goes the neighborhood. We're already on our surfboard. We have already paddled out. We are behind the wave and we are coming in behind it so that when it crests, it carries us to the places we are meant to be. That is Pivotry. And you can see how different it is from a pivot, which is a physical hard turn, a mental, emotional hard turn. Pivotry is the strategic readiness before we're even consciously aware. It is our innate superpower. And not many people know it. Some people realize that they can do it, but they don't know why. And they don't actually know how because they've never dissected it. Fortunately for all of us, I do know. I was raised in a way that I had to be able to repeat it in order to survive. And so I teach it. And I have been teaching it to every single person whose path I have crossed. Why? Because it is the reason I am able, no matter what kind of storm, it is the reason I am able to get to the other side. And I want to bring you with me. So when we had, don't go into the water during a storm, right, Rhea? So what we have here is not a failure. What we have here, isn't that the worst impression? Oh my gosh. Kim, you will never now hire me as an acting coach. What we are presented with is a unique and unlimited opportunity to reach in and embrace, engage, and run like we stole it, our infinite possibilities. We have that moment now. It has arrived. It has been evolving. It has been coming into focus for me since 2017. Gary and I started working together 3-4 years ago. And every single step along the way because of his military background. I'm a military brat, so I'm the child of the military. He's the military guy. Because of his transient life, because of the meditation work he's done, because of the startup companies he has kind of become a strategic architect for. Together, the combination of our capacities to see potential and to see pitfalls, the work that we do with people gives them that head start, that leg up, that recognition that that's certainly one path, but this one might be better. And it's transforming people all over the place. It's changing lives. I have a couple of beautiful, beautiful testimonials from people who have said, yeah, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know where I'd be. And that matters enormously, personally, professionally, to me. The thing that I think people don't realize sometimes is that it is a heartfelt, sincere testimonial from someone gives other people hope, gives other people a renewed faith in their possibilities, because they don't just have to believe me. They get to believe other people who remind them of them. So I want to thank you guys. So this story today about our birthday and about our plan and our strategy. Hang on a second. Many years ago, when somebody said, why do you celebrate birthday month? I said, oh, well, there's two reasons. One is, of course, that people feel terrible when they miss a day. Oh my gosh, belated birthday wishes. They feel terrible. They feel that they've let me down. They feel that they've let our friendship down. So I give them 30 days to navigate that. Oh, was that yesterday? Listen, happy birthday month. Then they don't feel so terrible. It's wonderful. And it just, brings everybody up, because this is it's not that it's a small thing. It's a huge thing. We don't want people to feel badly in the middle of a huge thing, right? So what have you got here, Eddie? You were able to purge what was going on, and I helped you strategize and put Pivotry in motion. Oh, thank you, Eddie. Yeah, you really were. Eddie hit about 4 walls simultaneously, and his huge good heart. He was doing his best, trying his best to facilitate and to be the big brother, the uncle to everyone, and he was forgetting that it was a job. It wasn't a job to be a big brother and an uncle to everyone. It was a job he had to do the job. The other stuff was his gift, his generosity. Problem was, it never stopped. He was always giving, and no one was giving back. And when he had the opportunity to get that perspective, that 5 steps, right? 5 steps back, he said, oh, how could I do that? And I said, it's easy. We get carried away. We get carried away by the thrill of the chase, the thrill of the victory, and the love that it spreads. But we have to remember, he said, everything is a 2-way street. Nothing is one way in nature. We're the ones who do that. There's some cities you go to, they're all one way for about 10 blocks. You have to actually leave town, go back to school, raise a family, try again. So when somebody said, so why birthday month? I said, it gives you, because I'm born in April, so it's 30 days. It is April, yes. It gives you 29 days to practice for the big gift. You can just get me all the little ones and kind of gear up for the big one. And the person was not amused. I thought it was hilarious. Because you never know. Plant a seed. You never know. The other reason for birthday month is that it gives people time to review, to recap, to look back, to celebrate, to roll eyes, and cherish all of it. And based on each one, make a plan for the next move. It takes time for these things to filter, to settle, and to nudge each other into existence. That is the big reason. A lot of things can happen in 30 days. Lives change, trajectories change, worlds collide in 30 days. And we owe it to ourselves and each other to honor all of them, learn from all of them, take all the nuggets, take the little bits and the big bits, and figure out how to make them work for us more effectively moving forward. A brilliant friend of mine the other day said, you know the difference between a plan, a strategy, and logistics? And I said, success? And they said, grasshopper, you have learned well. Plan is a dream. A strategy is a blueprint. Logistics are how you win the game. That's the point. And so for our birthday month celebration, I would like to challenge each of you on all these platforms. Congratulations, Karen. You've been through a lot. And I think that, as everyone does, you certainly deserve to celebrate the best of these 30 days and the ones after that. You have survived and thrived and carried on and persevered. And it's not a miracle. It's amazing how committed you are. And that's what it takes. You know, it takes commitment. It takes drive. It takes passion. It takes purpose and confidence. So there are three things always, three doors, three things. There is our physical capacity. There is our emotional and energetic capacity. And there is our mental capacity to do the things that benefit us the most. And one of the lessons that I was gifted this morning was from Sabrina the recruiter, who said effectively three things. That's a lot of work you've done. That's incredible reach and results you've done. That's a woman so busy, she hasn't taken the time to package herself. Let's see what we can do. That was an amazing email to receive. And I think that is the message I need to talk to with you. We think, plan, do to the best of our ability. Much of the time, especially if we're raising families, especially if we are in a situation, my beautiful, beautiful, talented client, Susan, is in that place where she still has family to raise, business to run, and a mom who now needs extra care. And I say to her every day, okay, don't forget you. Don't forget the person who is juggling the flaming chainsaws. Don't forget you. And then I realized that I had done it too when I got the email from Sabrina. So how are we going to celebrate this birthday month? We have 30 days, and I want you to get your weapon of mass construction and something to put the thoughts down on, okay? We have emotional and energetic. That's that one category. We have physical. That's another category. And we have mental. That's another category. And in each category, I want you to give yourself one promise as a gift. One. And they're going to be different. I don't know if you all remember that I pose to all of my clients, I pose to all of my people, my collaborators, my team, 5 questions as a diagnostic before you move forward. The 5 questions that we all need to ask are these. What does it do, or what do I do? Who does it serve? Who do I serve? What does it change? What do I change? Why do they care? Right? Why do they care about it or me? And the fifth question, what's in it for me? Now, I want you to write that down. We all know the other 4, and they are all very important, but this is birthday month. And birthday month means we get to reset, refocus, reframe, and re-energize. Okay? Whatever the thing is that you are doing energetically, whatever emotions you are leaning into, you are hanging on to, whatever origin stories you are telling yourself, however they are shaping your mood and your attitude, what's in it for you? On a scale of 1 to 10, is it serving you? Is it supporting you? Or is it holding you hostage? Think about that. On a scale of 1 to 10, at the energetic and emotional level, are the things that you are choosing serving, supporting, or holding you hostage? It's very important, because how we feel drives everything. How our energy aligns with negativity or positivity, with status quo or growth, with challenge and change. That is our baseline. We can think positive all we like. If we ain't feeling it, we ain't got it. That's the first category. Physically, let's move on to your body. I'm not talking about getting into a size 6. I'm not talking about trying to get 6 more inches on your height or anywhere else. I'm talking about physically. The temple, the temple or the lean-to that you live in. What's in it for you to do the things you do? What's in it for you to give yourself permission to rest? What's in it for you to give yourself permission to remember how to breathe, not from here, but down below from your belly? What's in it for you to give yourself permission to step aside and allow the Tasmanian devil and all its cheese doodle friends to rush on through? What's in it for you? On a scale of 1 to 10. What are you doing with, to, for your physical presence that serves and supports or holds you hostage? Mentally, thoughts become things. The story we tell anchors itself in our brain. Neuroplasticity is the study of the way the brain is able to allow us to change the story, to reframe our reality, to shift our focus, to learn new tools. We cannot do any of those things if we are exhausted in any way, on any level, if we are emotionally, energetically exhausted. And what I mean by energy, emotion is how we feel how we, energy is how ready we are to engage our skills, our energy, our vital life forces, right? Just so we're clear. If we are out of alignment, if, we needed to go and get the tires balanced in the spring and the fall, there's a reason for that. Are we mentally balancing our executive functions, our cognitive functions? Are we using our skills to their maximum efficiency? No? Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because we're busy. We just need 5 more minutes. Yeah, I know. I just got to do one more thing. I'm guilty of it. I may be the poster child. If we look it up, I may be the poster child. Ask yourself, does it serve me? Does it support me? Or does it hold me hostage and limit my infinite possibilities? You don't have to answer this completely today. This is why we have 30 days. But I want you to use your later folder for that reason, in addition to its other brilliant use. And if anybody does not know what that is, who's watching, who's just joined us new, I created something many years ago when I first started coaching people in presentation and performance. I said, we all need a later folder. And this is how it works. We need to take the thing that we're obsessing about out of our head, and we need to put it someplace else temporarily. Our subconscious brain won't let us let go of it because it's obsessing. So what we do is we get something, we call it the later folder. And you get a weapon of mass construction and you write down the thing that is driving you crazy. The other morning I use an eyeliner pencil. I'm old school. Yeah, well, I broke the eyeliner pencil. Then I had to rush around and find a pencil sharpener. And then I had to finish doing my, of course, effortlessly loveliness. And the thing is, I was late now. And I was frustrated by it. And I was almost going to come and do my ABCAST. And I thought, nope. And I got my later folder out and I wrote it down. Eyeliner, 3 exclamation marks. And I drew a line under it. I always draw a line under it because it's like fini, it's done. And then I closed the later folder and I carried on with my day. And every time there is a shift, so, getting ready for work, getting your meal done, cleaning the kitchen, communicating with each other, commuting to work, that's another section. At work, all these different sections of our day. Stop between them briefly. Think of anything that has upset you, that is gnawing away. Just write it down. One word. You'll know what it means. You don't have to write a short story. Don't even have to make a bullet. Just write it down. Eyeliner. And so write it down, draw a line. Close the book. Look at it. It says later, so that brain doesn't obsess. What does that do? Gives you a blank page to begin the next chapter. No baggage. At the end of the day, have a look at the baggage. Interesting, a lot of the stuff that was making you rage, it's just a thing. The stuff that is still a bit of an issue, all right, put a little heart beside it. That's work that needs doing, but not now. Look at how much you've accomplished. Look how much you have diffused. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself gratitude for another day. And the reason I want to say this last thing is because I want to bring this to a point of depth that we all need to remember, because we can get so distracted and carried away. When somebody looks at the week and says, oh God, 2 more days, 3 more days, 1 more day, till the weekend, till my birthday, till whatever. You know what's wrong with that statement? Ready? It's actually 1 less day. We get 1 less day. Every day. We have 1 less day every day. Perhaps we should give ourselves permission to use them wisely, to look after us, to care about us, to use these incredible skills to bring vitality and value and validation to our path, to our purpose, to our passion. What do you think? Did I strike all the chords? Is anybody doing a little bit of a tingly thing going on in the eyes? I hope so. That's my gift to you. That's my gift to us. Happy birthday. All right. On that note, Kim, we will speak. Rhea, we will speak. Eddie, of course we speak. Maggie, of course we speak. Amber, everyone, Freddie, Susan, everybody out there who is thinking, Rob, who is thinking, I should have chimed in. That's okay. You're here. That's what matters. We have, and Karen, of course, Karen, we have an amazing week ahead of us. We have an amazing month ahead of us. I will see you next week with some wonderful information, some wonderful plans, and updates on what's happening with Now What Wednesdays, our interactive podcast concept. All right? And until then, remember the drill. Be good to you. You deserve it. It's your birthday. Remember to hug your loved ones. They deserve it too. It's their birthday too. And I will catch you next time, because without you, this is a rehearsal. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you.